Alright, welcome to the stream. I'm Neozar, continuing on with my hard FTL win streak, going through all the ships in random order, and we're on the 4th cycle of that now. We've got 3 ships done, Stealth A, Mantis C, and Mantis B, and now we're on to Stealth B. So, always a fun one to see, of course, you know. It sucks to see it this early in the cycle on one hand for sure, but on the other hand, it's, you know, just how part of the game. Get it out of the way, you know. And the thing is, it's not necessarily like it can go decently smooth. I mean, it can be just horrible too, of course. But we're gonna hope for good weather here. Prepare for the worst weather, and just try and get through it, you know. I feel decently optimistic. Done it 3 times before, you know. It's like not that different. Alright, what are we doing here? It's going to be the aviary this time. Falcon. Hawk. And let's just go with the Eagle. Got Falcon, Hawk, and Eagle. Alright, the aviary, hard, enabled, glaive beam, it's the one. It's like I feel like most ships, there's like more than even like looking at the picture or the letter. It's just like, okay, I know it's this from this weapon, whatever the weapon is, you know. Alright, I think we're good to get started here. Gonna take it real nice and slow in the beginning here. Don't want to rush anything. It's so easy to just make like a stupid mistake because you have to be so precise. I mean, not that you can totally win by doing things all kinds of weird, but try and get the best odds. Take a look here. All right, so not a forced asteroid field first jump. It's a good thing. Doesn't seem like too weird a sector so far. Pretty connected. Which is nice, gives us options. It's a little isolated. No, that connects there even. Looked like there'd be like a gap here, but it connects pretty good. Pretty late exit. Alright, so positive sign so far, for sure. Messing with some stuff here. So I'm gonna vent out some. I feel like I've slightly modified how I feel about venting. It's like reading a little more about the ship. That's the thing, you know, obviously like I've got a pretty good knowledge of the game, but there's just so much to learn. There's so much I don't know. There's so much that nobody knows, and so much that just like different people know. And some of it's also just like experience and integrating, you know, like what is actually useful. Like I know Mike does some stuff with like the Zoltan treadmill, he calls it, where he bases things off like the timing of crew movements and all that kind of stuff. At least at this point, that's something that I just feel like it's like I can't get into that. But like I feel like I kind of went into the weapon depowering thing, just being like, okay, whatever, just depower it, drop it off the list. But there's certain times where it's like not necessarily worth it, I've realized. And same with like the O2 thing, like actually dropping O2, if you're doing the weapons depower accurately, dropping your O2 only increases the chances of cloaking getting hit. So like it can actually be worse. at times. Or, well, I mean, I said that backwards. Doesn't matter. But, like, you know, you want to, depending like what you're taking off the targeting list, it might not matter, or it might be really important, or like when it's possibly worthwhile to cloak first, so it's not on the priority list either. All right. Anyway, just gotta take it each fight as we see it, not like pre-think about all the endless possibilities of how we'll deal with it. Although honestly, with this ship, that's part of the thing that's like can be frustrating about it, is that you're kind of limited in what you can actually do about anything. Like there's definite tricks that you know you're doing, but it's not like some ships like Stealth Sea where there's a lot of options about being really technical or problem solving, how to do it. Alright, aid the civilian ship. Let's see what we get. Alright, this is... It's like good things and bad things about this. Clone base sucks. Because actually, you can like kind of get a crew kill here. I mean, depending what happens with the glaive, there's like a chance that's faster in ways almost. Probably not. So I have to think about this for a second, exactly how to do this. Yeah, it's one reason you don't enjoy the Stealth B. It's like, yeah, it's very narrow in what it does and what you do with it. And like what your options are. So it's very, yeah, it's like one of the most consistent in how it ends up playing out through the runs. Alright, so I think this is actually an instance, because these are slow, and the weapons aren't manned. So, I mean, I'm not sure what bomb this is. It's like, assuming it's a small bomb. It might be the only bomb it can be in this point. It could be something else possibly, I'm not sure. But either way, it's a 12-second cooldown here. And so this is like 22 and a half or something, right? Being manned the whole time. And we have 10 seconds of cloak. So it's like that gets it to the point where these are firing when this comes up, but they haven't hit yet. So there's actually, you have a little more leeway in pre-cloaking instead of cloaking and hoping you have the high enough evasion and doing the toggle and delaying it more. So I think that's what we're looking at. It depends also though what this guy does. Like if he pops into weapons, that falls apart because then he's going to delay our weapons charge, and it's like if it gets delayed whatsoever, that's like too much. So we'll have to see about this. It's going to take him a while to get over here at least. So that's true. Do I don't think I like pre-cloak yet though, because like if he comes over and jumps into weapons after my cloak ends, like that still messes me up. It's enough of a delay, I'm pretty sure. Although it's getting close at that point, because it's just the last like few seconds or so. He's so slow walking across there. Because it's like if he does go into weapons, it's like then I'd rather cloak when they're firing, obviously, than pre-cloaking. Because the pre-cloaking is like only helpful if it's like it guarantees they die whether or not they shoot my weapons or not. I'm trying to have an idea of like how much the charge this is here. I mean, it's like not going to be, it's not like anywhere near half or anything. So I'll have to see where he goes. Alright, hopefully he just goes into O2. I think if I vent this, it makes it less likely he'll go into weapons, I'd think. We'll see. great. So that's fine. You can go in O2. I think here it's like, well, I don't want to vent him there because I don't want him to run away. If I can vent down like a little bit. All right, so that means I want to pre-cloak here. So it's like I'm probably take a little bit of damage here, but I don't have the issue of like if I toggle, because if I'm gonna let them fire, I want to toggle the weapon, and that alone like delays it enough that it won't do what it needs to do in time. So this is like a strategy that I haven't really done this before, the level 2 cloaking. But I was reading some of Mike's stuff, and it makes sense to me. You know, depending on each situation, but like here, I'm much better off just like, even if I take 3 damage or something, guaranteeing that it's dead versus like taking a slight risk that something really bad might happen is much worse. Alright, so let me like line this up, because let's see here. Yeah, I mean, this just, they have very low health. They only have 7 hull. That's bad. Can we do that? Yeah, no, you can't do a force wipe with this one. Some beams you can. It's like quadruple check. Right. So I'll do 2, 3, 3. It's like sometimes it feels dumb to do that, but sometimes it's easy to be like, wait a second, no, this isn't right. Also, I don't want this guy to hit the O2. So I think he'll go into doors from here, or piloting possibly, which is fine. Like, I'd rather him not go into piloting, but... yeah, because I have to hit the shield, because if I don't hit shields, I won't do enough damage to kill them. So I can't, like, hit weapons first or something. He's gonna break it. Oh, crap. Alright, that's bad. It's like, you know, if that hit, it might not have. That was close. If that first one hit weapons, I don't know if it would have finished him off there. Like, this should be fine, but got a civilian ship. All right, 31 scrap. That's awesome. So I took 4 damage there. I should have only taken 3 at least. You know, and it's like questionable because there's a chance like maybe it would have been better like if I had just cloaked that volley. Like maybe I would have cloaked everything and it would have been great. But it's like maybe a small bomb would hit my glaive beam and then I would have taken a bunch of volleys. Because it's not like you're immune in cloak. All right, that's better. But that's a great, I mean, 31 scrap from the first fight. That's such a great outcome. So it's like the goal is 50 for Cloak 3, because that makes it so like that fight, we won't have taken any damage, except for if I left the O2. Still, that wouldn't have changed. Got to change this. All right, got to pay attention here, make sure we're not having people go back to the wrong crew positions. Now that the O2 is up, let drop it back down some. All right. So I want to take fights here. And it's like I want to usually have room to jump back if I can, in case like something bad happens. So it's like I want to go here first. It's like if I go here and then here and I need to like run from this fight, like this might be overtaken already or something. And then I won't have a safe spot to go to unless there's like a store. Versus if I go here, you know, then I go here and I have to jump back. It's like, oh, it's like this will totally be safe for a while. And some ships, like really vulnerable ships where you can have fights that you'll just have to like run, you know, there's a chance you'll just have to like run from a fight really damaged. It's like good to try to have that in mind when you're planning out your route. Like sometimes even worth taking one that's like slightly suboptimal to leave that window open. And even in normal runs, it's like not a bad thing to think about, but it becomes a lot less important really quickly. Let's go over here. It's like here, it's just worth. I mean, there's no drones or anything. But even if it's, I don't think this is. I think this is a burst laser 1 and a Lido, or burst laser 2 possibly maybe. I don't think it's a basic laser, but even if it's a basic laser and a Lido, like best option, it's just like there's a chance, you know, there's a chance it hits weapons or cloaking through the cloak, and we just take a bunch of damage versus we might get just money here. Nope. Burst laser 2, yeah, I was like, I feel like it's a big nozzle there. It's like, so burst laser 2 Lido. All right, I'm trying to think here. So I'm consulting the wisdom. I think this is one where it's worth it. You don't do the targeting stuff for this one, other than oxygen, to put that on the list and lower the chances of weapons. But you don't toggle or anything because we're trying to do the same thing as before with this basically. But we're gonna cloak this weapon when it's in the air because it's gonna shoot no matter what because it's faster. But this time we can hit weapons right away. And that's just kill it as fast as possible. So like in that case, we're going to keep him in engines, not have to do the sensor stuff on it. So we're just going to cloak no matter what, because like we're going to be pre-cloaking this no matter what, so it doesn't really matter what this is aiming for, whether we want to cloak it or not. Weapons. Yeah, so it's like that's the thing. By not toggling weapons, it made it a lot more likely it targeted that, which is a risk. But it makes it so this interaction is way better. Oh crap! Though I didn't think about it. This is manned. Ah, shit, that's a mistake. This is manned. It's an auto ship, so it's manned. So I should have toggled there. So I want to toggle for that, though, for sure. But what I should have done is I should have just toggled for this and only cloaked if it was still aiming for weapons, and then done the same on the burst laser and then cloaked it after it fires. But it's not, you know, it's not necessarily a huge deal. It's like there's a chance I would have targeted weapons really if I toggled it anyways. I would have had a cloak here or something, so it's not necessarily like that big a deal. Hey, and 19X. Welcome to the Stealth Bee excitement. Going alright so far. 31 scrap is a happy number. It's too late to do the toggle on that, geez. Because I was waiting for the cloaking. Yeah, I definitely messed up by forgetting how it's like, this is manned. It's an auto ship. Yeah, so just went to fire. Man, shit, that's a mistake. Such a mistake. So we want to leave a chance here to run if we can. So it's like we're halfway there. Nice. Good dodge. Yeah. Still haven't hit cloaking, so that's good. Although this is possibly going for cloaking. Yeah. But we still have level 1 cloaking. So that should get us a cloak on this volley. Yes, I know my O2 is rather low. It's okay. Alright, and they're volleying together. So hopefully nothing bad happens here. Alright, that's good that that's a miss, because this otherwise it'd just bring us right out of here. That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. Alright, 4 dodges. That's awesome. Alright. Also gives us a little bit of time here to like start taking stock of stuff a little bit. And then we'll jump, you know, before they can do anything, obviously. So do I want to go back and then redo this fight? Do I take a risk going to an empty beacon? Like, I feel like I kind of have to do this. Go here and then come back. And it's worth like going to again, because this fight's not that bad necessarily. We don't want to go there, because it's like if this is something bad, like we can just die. We're too broken. And we got so much scrap from the first jump. It's like, it's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. This ship is so miserable, Crow. You are absolutely right. And that was crappy that fight was bad because of like a mistake that I made. That was, I mean, it's an easy mistake to make, but it's kind of obvious when it's like, yeah, I was thinking about timings with unmanned weapons, but it's an auto ship, so it's not unmanned. It's very much manned. And that like split second, it's like even the third shot of the burst laser hit weapons, I think it would have hit and hit their weapons and broken them, and then it would have been fine. I could have repaired in time. But then it had to have the fires, and like, whole 9 yards, but all right, we're back in business here. All right, so we're gonna change it up. Strategy. Gonna toggle power on this and let Lido just hit us unless it's hitting this. And then toggle power again and cloak the burst laser. That's the plan. Alright, it's good to have plans. Can't always stick to them, but it's like, it's good to have. Still doing like decently well here. Like, it's not great, obviously, but 50 scrap is such a difference once you hit 50. Like, that's all the difference. And we're close to it. You know, it's like we have to take 5 fights and you get 7 scrap from each. It's just like, feels like you'll never make it. So it's like I want to get a little bit of charge at least extra, but then I'm not going to try to push this stuff to its limit because, yeah, it's like this is already closer than I expected to be. All right, O2's at 49. I'm never sure. It's like I feel like I've heard conflicting things about whether it's there or whether it's there. But it's like that's small enough of a difference that it's like okay to risk it. You don't make it back in time. I'm not gonna just do it out of hope. I think it might be doors or something. Sensors. I think it's sensors. They do this to it. It's like sensors. Jeez, I like paused and paused for too long there by accident. Well, O2 was on the list, that's for sure. Alright, so what's happening here? Unless I depowered this too much, which there's a chance. We should be okay to get this fired. Just like maximize evasion, run speed until then, just in case. This is firing again, come on. Alright, at least they're dead this time. Don't go that way. Investigate the station. Alright, look at that. That's the upgrade right there. I think that was the right decision, jumping somewhere safe first and then going there. You know, it's like you never know. It's like there's a chance going to the empty beacon in this run was a better one because it was like a free something or a free pre-igniter. But you know, statistically it would have been worse or something. It's like so hard to tell with those things, but it's not super important. Now that I repaired the oxygen, I'm going to put it on, because I'm a benevolent captain. Breathe, everyone. Sigh of relief, because we're going to do this. Alright, so that's the first hurdle. Hurdle number 1 is done. We got cloaking 3. Makes things a lot different. A lot of weapons now we can pre-cloak, almost all weapons. So it's mostly drones now that are the big deal. And then, so its next hurdle is like shields hacking first system online. And to do that, we're not going to go to the asteroid. We're probably going to go to this empty jump. That may be, we'll see if that was would have been great to go to. But I'm just going to take a second here. Because I just need it. Alright, so I'll be back in just 1 minute. Alright, I'm back. So, alright. How you going? I'm going alright here. I've got 50, I got my 50 scrap upgrade, so it's a huge difference in the ship. I mean, I've taken a chunk of damage here for sure. 2 burst laser 2s is like not a fun time. 2 ships with burst laser 2s, not 1 ship with 2. That doesn't happen in Sector 1, thankfully. Alright. So actually prevent down a little bit more. And I think it's more worth going this way because it opens up more jumps. It's like this way, this is an asteroid field, so if this is bad too, then it's like I'm stuck all of a sudden. This, it's like I have a few choices and then even more choices moving forward. And it's like empty beacons aren't necessarily empty or bad. Alright, hit the civilian ship. Zoltan shield. Alright. So, at least the thing is we can do damage to their weapons on our first swipe, which is really important. Can do damage to 2 of the rooms if we aim this correctly. This might actually be easier to do oxygen, and better also to do oxygen and weapons here. So the trick is, it's like the glaive needs to hit the Zoltan shield twice to break it, but it does that second hit before the very tail end of its swipe. So if you have rooms at the very tail end of its swipe, it'll break the Zoltan shield and then enter those rooms where it will do, I think this is good because it's like weapons is the most important, that it just barely hits at the end to make sure that it hits those. And if it gets oxygen there, that's great. If not, whatever. So it'll get through the Zoltan shield like here, and then this last little bit will be like, oh, okay, and I'll do 2 damage to those rooms because I go through shields like that. So they have Chain Laser and Alito. This is slow at least, which is great. And so we're going to pre-cloak. It's like it might keep the Alito online because we're only going to do 2 damage to it. There's a chance it takes both offline. I'll have to see. But yeah, so we're just going to cloak off the bat here because 16 plus 15, 31 second, that gives us like huge leeway. Which is a good thing about this weapon, it's so slow. I can actually equalize this out slightly. So nice seeing it's like, look at how charged up this is, but while we're cloaked. So they're like barely charging still. This is gonna fire pretty close though, to when we fire. So even if they like go to take it off the line, I don't think we're gonna prevent it. Although it's not manned, but I don't think that matters. If it was manned, I think it would like be really close to when we fire. So hopefully we did this right, this swipe. Let's see. 3 damage. 3, yeah. Okay, great. So we get O2. So it's a pretty decent chunk of swipe you get there. Alright, so yeah, they're keeping the Alito on. That's not that surprising. Alright, we need to steal power from cloaking. Just look for oxygen even. Awesome. Doors is fine. Everything's closed. It's not our weapons. Unfortunately, I guess I didn't think about that. Like if I swapped it around, I guess, because the Mantis was on engine, so if it just hit weapons, it would have sent the Mantis to weapons to repair, which would be slower. But I don't think it really matters. Like he's not going to get this online. If it was the Alito or something, then it would make a difference. Oh, hey Badger, this is early-ish. I've got my 50 scrap. Taken like 5 or 6 jumps. I had to double back at one point and redo a fight. So I had to waste a jump. But I got 31 scrap the first fight, and then the rest of this scrap the second fight, and I have a beam drone in the inventory to sell also. So like, decently good. Taking a chunk of damage for sure is the bad part. Is this too late already? No, good. Still bad for me, it doesn't matter, just get back there. I guess I just cloak here actually because it's like whatever if that hits oxygen. I have enough time. I was gonna try to swap the power around, but I try to get too close. Missiles travel pretty fast. But that's fine, because we'll just kill them on this swipe. Like instantly. So you can actually go back and start repairing, because you'll fire before the cloak is over. Alrighty. Civilian ship. Alright. Double rewards again. Definitely getting good rewards. We haven't had those like, okay, that awful fight that you get nothing for. Oh yeah, you had a good stealth B run recently. That's the thing. You can have such good stealth B runs. You have such, I mean, you know, you can have speed record stealth B runs if you just find a pre-igniter first jump. But like, even without that kind of like extreme thing, it's just like, if you just get a couple of easy enough fights to get 50 scrap, and then you just don't see the bad things, like you just can swipe your way easily, and it's like kind of cookie cutter. Yeah. If I didn't mess up the second fight, forgetting about how auto ships are manned and how that messed up the timing of what I was trying to do, and I just like got those rewards the first time, we would have been, after the second, you know, like 3 jumps in, like this much haul, with the 50 scrap. So that was just from 2 fights. So it's like there's definitely a lot of opportunity this run. Sector 6 hacking, yeah, it's pretty late. I mean, that can be really bad if you don't find a good weapon either. But if you find a decent enough weapon that you can afford to pair with it. Alright, so this is heavy laser and some kind of attack drone. Hopefully it's a combat one. Fire, that's like even better, I guess. That's probably better in every way. It's like we'll still pre-cloak, but possibly not immediately, because this... Well, you're like getting way too close to firing weapons already, I'll be honest. Because if you do, it's like that's gonna cause problems really quickly if we're not able to just like put it out immediately. So I'm just gonna pre-cloak here. Because the thing is, like, if at the end of the cloak it does fire, the second cloak ends, if it fires into weapons, I don't think it burns down before I fire. And so it's like, whatever, as long as I can get the shot off, that's what really matters. Versus like if it hits even just like with the one little tile and I just like can't get it out and it burns down before the cloak, I'm like way behind then. So yeah, I'm just gonna cloak here and be fine with it. No, you were still, yeah, see, you totally were gonna like nail weapons or something. Yeah, maybe empty room, who knows. First sector is Rock B. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Because it's like, that's also a ship that's not that hard to get up to 4 weapons if you want to. Alright. So here it's just watching, waiting to see what this fire drone's going to decide to do once cloak ends. Ooh, nice. Hopefully it's just that one shot. Alright. So we should be fine then. Our oxygen is still like high enough. You know, we take the damage, we can't avoid it, but we can just charge up weapons. Repair up here. Gonna take them a while. I forget, I don't remember what the timing is, but like we'll be able to fire in plenty of time to take that heavy laser offline. If it even repairs in time at all. I don't think so. I think it's like 30 seconds or something. $17 scrap. That's a great reward. Alright, so 100 scrap so far this sector plus a beam drone. And that's like with wasting essentially 2 jumps from like jumping back to a safe jump and then going back to the fight again. Store. I mean, if they have hacking, we could sell sensors and buy hacking, which I don't really want to do. But I gotta repair if that's a store, like, right? Let me see, what is the, because this is coming at the exit at a bad angle. So 5 in a nebula before the exit is the most I can do. That's actually not so bad. There's plenty of room here. Nice late exit. I think I gotta go to this store just to like repair. I feel like, because it's like cloaking 3 is so much safer that it's like our ability to like deal with a lot of stuff has increased. So we just need the like buffer of health. Yeah, no, I couldn't have done any other fight before this store. This was definitely my last chance to go here. Do I sell the scanners and buy hacking and repair for 5? It's like I don't want to do that, but I feel like that's what I'm supposed to. I only have 1 hacking drone also is the thing, which isn't necessarily a problem. I mean, this really comes down to like, I don't know what I'm going to see for stores. If I don't see a store with systems in the next 2 sectors or something, it's like I'll probably just die. And hacking is like a big part of winning. Yeah. Sell the drone part for 5 scrap. Yeah, it's like without the scanners, there's definitely a risk. It's like it's a lot easier to sell scanners to buy shields, I think. Like if this was they don't have hacking but they have shields, and selling scanners buys me shields, I feel like that's an easy choice to take, which it still sucks, but it's like my instinct was like, oh, I need to do that, but the 1 drone part changes that a lot. If I even had a map of this sector, if I knew I could get through the rest of this sector or something, it'd change it some. It's really just like the gamble of like odds that I'm not going to be able to buy any of these for like way too long versus odds I'll run into something bad because I don't have like scanners. Or just like I die by attrition, because it's like even with 3 shields, it's like you still take some damage, and it's like at most I can heal for 5 there. It's like I can take this damage down really quickly, versus if I heal up to here, and then it's like I still just need like a fight or 2, and then I can buy hacking or shields maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's so much depends. It's like, it's really one of those things where even the right choice statistically can end up looking wrong. It's like maybe it is a better choice to not buy hacking, but then if I get the gamble where it is really bad for stores, it's like I'll be like, well, that was a mistake, when actually more often that buying hacking would be a mistake because you'll run into a different kind of bad fight. It's like, it's such a balance off like limited experience. It's like I'm leaning more and more towards not buying hacking. I feel like it's a more comfortable run in a lot of ways, honestly. Like buying hacking here is really awkward without having to sell scanners for it and not repair up, still be low on hull, only having 1 drone part. Like it doesn't feel safe in the way that like getting hacking can feel safe sometimes. But yeah. It's like the wind streaker in me kind of feels like I'm supposed to do that. This is like covering my ass, but it might be too much of a risk in a different way. I think that's just. It's like there's a lot of things that does nothing for me against too for a while. It's like Yeah. Because that's as far as I can go if I do that. Buy an NG, right? Anyone weapons trained here? I don't know if you can have trained crew in a Sector 1 store. I don't really think you can. Alright. Well, that's too bad. So it's like here, you know, be like, well, if I didn't mess up that fight, then I would have had one more jump maybe that could have had scrap, and then I could have done something now. It's not worth doing that. Yeah, I mean, that's where the drone part doesn't matter as much. It's an investment in the future. It's true. That's right, this connects. So I can go here. We'll see. Alright, this is good. These are the drones I want to see. Weapons manned. 9 seconds. So it's like we win here. Just doing this. How much health do they have actually? 2, 3. Because it's like, I guess I can do this. Right? Yeah. Cleave does so much damage. It's just like ridiculous. The only ships you don't one shot are the ones where you hit like 2 rooms. Sometimes the ones where you hit 3. But I don't know if that's even true for Sector 1. It's like, sometimes I feel like I have to check a beam a bunch of times for some reason. I think part of what plays into that decision there is also knowing that if you survive, having cloaking and a glaive beam, like, if you just stay alive, you can make it through the end. Even if you can't kill ships for a while and you're just running from fights. That's a bunch of fuel. 2 drone parts. It's like refuel's okay. 2 drone parts is nice. But I feel like I just want maximum scrap right now. That's more scrap. And still a drone part and some fuel. That's pretty good. So that's great. That's fight, takes 0 damage. Watch, there's like another store here. And be like, okay, go here. And like, well, we could sell scanners and buy hacking. So we'll probably do it this time since we have more hull. So, check my jumps here. Get 3 before the exit. It's like technically I get like 3 in a nebula, but that doesn't really play out since, I mean, I guess if I planned it where I went up here and then came back down around again or something. But like if I go 1, 2, then all I have left is that before the exit. So I think distress is still better than the empty jump. We have some options with cloaking. No. Like, there are some advantages to having the missiles, but 18's not quite enough for me to want to do that. Stealth B first random, just now. Fend yourselves, attack, and escape. Fire drone and a mini beam. A manned mini beam. But that's fine because we have cloaking 3. I'm gonna let this one hit piloting, because I'm a sicko, apparently. It's mostly a, like, I know it's not weapons moment or cloaking, so I'm just gonna let it hit something. Otherwise, I cloaked right after it shot, which is the wrong time to cloak. At that point, you just cloak right before it shoots is better. Ferocious fire. Put out the fires before it breaks. Take less damage. 13 scrap. A drone part. Alright. Nice. First jump intruders on NGB, yeah, that's just coming for you right there. I think Stealth B was the first ship in my win streak, actually. I'd have to check to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it was Stealth B. That's how this win streak all started. Let's just keep it going on it. Alright, so we have enough to buy hacking now, which is awesome. We have 3 drum parts. We're not too far off from buying shields. I would not want to fight you. I guess in the beginning now it wouldn't be as bad. But we'll take your fuel on your quest marker. So it really comes down to what sectors we go into now. It changes things so dramatically sometimes. Hey, free stuff. That's awesome. I love free stuff. Abandoned or rebel controlled. Alright, so that's abandoned for a couple of reasons. Guaranteed 2 stores instead of 1 to 2. Both can be great scrap, but this is like so many ships with drones I foresee. Definitely less chance of seeing them here. This is guaranteed to go into double Uncharted Nebula versus this I have an option. Abandoned sectors really aren't that bad early game usually. Double heavy laser 1 in asteroids. That is like disgusting with 1 shield. That's so gross. I'm sorry. I don't wish that on anyone. Alright, so here we're store hunting. Good, nice, late exit. It's like we're really like, if we just make a little bit of scrap and find some good stores, our odds of winning are so much higher. So we're like not far off from feeling okay. I mean, it's like you still need, you know, if it's just shields, like you need hacking or something to deal with shields coming up too. It's not safe at all until you get more, but putting the pieces together here. That's awesome. Look at that. What a deal. I so want to sell 5 missiles for 27 scrap. Wow. Yeah, that's over 5 scrap a missile. That's like almost, because it's what, 30 scrap for 5 missiles cost? Like, that's so great. That's like close enough even if you're using missiles. You're just like, really want to take that. So we're going to take this jump. I think I might even go then here if we don't see a store, because I really want to try and visit or find both stores if we can, and potentially visit both if the first one's no good. Got nothing. We need at least 1 more scrap here, because it's like if they sell systems, shield is guaranteed and hacking is just a chance. What is this? Holy shit, man. Imagine if I didn't have enough missiles after that first one. Wow. They are desperate for missiles in this sector. The last guy was like, I'll pay, almost 6 scrap. This guy's like, I'll pay like 13 scrap for each missile. Wow. This is one of the ones where it can be like any of your resources, and I think it's like a random amount from like 1 to 10 or something. So sometimes it's a terrible deal. This is insane though. 40 scrap in sector 2 for 3 missiles. Oh my goodness. I'm like so hyped about that. What a ridiculous abandoned sector. Just total hype. I gotta find stores. Alright, so I can actually plan out my sector here. Let's see. I gotta do it this time. Don't always do it this far out, but totally worth it this one. 10 jumps and then jump to the exit. And if that is a store, there's plenty of space to go. Yeah, I mean, I think we can see, we have options for how we do it. Feels worth it going. It feels more worth it. We're not at the point where it's like, okay, we need to like rush through the sector and find a store as fast as possible. So it's worth like skipping one to like see as many jumps. We're at the point where it's like we want to maximize our stores. So it's worth like being more thorough and hitting this one to see if that's one or not. I think that's where we're at. All right, they have hacking, which can be a problem. It's like we have 8 systems here. 1 in 4 chance they hack something that's like problematic to some extent. I mean, it depends, because if they hack cloaking, it's like it's not necessarily a huge problem one way or the other. Weapons is definitely way worse. Way worse. But it still feels worthwhile attacking here. I think. Oh, they have a basic laser also? Is that what that is then? Hiding there? I was like, they don't have just a heavy laser. But I think that's just a basic, because that's tiny. If it's a burst laser too, I'm going to feel really shitty. I think it's got to be basic, right? Yeah, that's good at least. So it really depends what this guy's going for. Cloaking, right? Yes. Or possibly sensors? Cloaking. It's like sensors? Sensors? You want to go to sensors? So that's fine because, well, it depends what level it is, I guess. If it's level 2 hacking, that's problematic. If it's level 1, I think we're okay. Because it'll just happen and then we cloak. I guess what I should have done, that's what I should have done. I should have cloaked before it hit cloaking, because that stops it. I could have gotten the full cloak in. Damn. Now I really hope it's level 1. Yeah, see, it's level 2. Right? That might be okay, though. We'll have to see here. Yeah, 75% chance. Do I depower this for a second? Whatever. Yeah, what's this swipe that I'm doing on the ship also, right? Is that the best swipe for the situation? It doesn't matter, really. Just shields weapons, yeah. So this won't matter because it's going to fire before this is even done now. That is not good enough. Wow, they feel like they're being really generous because they're offering me 5 missiles, which I know in their sector is just like they're offering me so much here. But, you know, I can't guarantee someone's going to pay for them. So, sorry. 14 scrap. Man, look at this. Look how much scrap we got. Hey, and there's a store. So, that's why I did that. It's so much more worthwhile going to the store, going there, than it is like being like, well, there's another store. So let's see, if we go 1, 2, we'll have 7 more jumps if we have to go to the exit. It's like we can see like pretty much everything still, I think. I'm not gonna like map it out like crazy, but oh, you got a flak 1. That's such a good thing to find on NGP. Alright, so no hacking here, but there's shields. And we can just buy shields. And look at that. What a ship. Alright, so we're way safer now. Now the big thing is like, okay, now we got to get ready for the next sector after this. Could have bought this with the combat drone. 3 drone parts. It's like almost tempting to buy the battery here. Because power just sucks on this ship. But it's like there's gonna be another store this sector. And so it's like, well, if I make a bunch of scrap, then it's fine. You know, if I make enough scrap to like still buy hacking after that, it's like, well, that took it out of the pool, so it's better. But if I don't make, you know, if I only make like 50 more scrap and then I'm a couple short, it's like, well, that sucks. $15 fuel's fine. My hull's fine. Nothing else to buy here. Not selling scanners. Not selling my glaive beam. So let's just get out of here. I don't think it's worth buying any other upgrades yet. Right? Let me think for a second. I really want to buy a power, but it doesn't feel worth it quite yet. Alright, nothing to help my mission, that's too bad. Shuttle, scout thing, whatever. Just cloak them. Very straightforward. Scrap, another drone part. Just like counting drone parts. So I want to go. I mean, can I? If that is a store, can I even go there? I mean, it doesn't totally matter if I can't. I'm gonna get here, but then this would be a dive. It'd be like a double dive to go to there as a store, which probably isn't worth it. But either way, it's like even whatever, if I go 1, 2, 3, because I haven't seen this jump either. It's like the furthest one I haven't seen. If we go 1, 2, 3, I can still go Yeah, plenty of room. I guess I'll go 4, 5, right? Well, I can go 4 and then just be short 1 jump, I guess. Right? Oh, because, yeah, is that true? Yeah, because it says I can get 5 jumps before, but I can only get 4, actually, because none of them are, they're all too close, so they'd all be a dive. That's fine. All right, so we'll go here. This one we just scan them. We have another system for them to potentially target here also, which is helpful. Piloting, all right, that's fine. Just cloak. It's like, that's the thing with this ship, you know, I mean, everyone knows it. It's like, some fights are just like, oh, okay, just do these things and then that's that. And it's not, you know, I know it'll be 100% safe and nothing will happen and it's whatever. You know, once the hack was fine. 21, that's good. And then other fights are like, okay, this one is like possibly safe or absolutely disgusting and it's just like chance. Alright, great. So that's not a store, so we should get one more store that we visit this sector then. Because we'll have seen every jump. 20 scrap. Alright, that was great for not doing anything. So this is a store. If my calculations are correct. Just a great spot for the store. Last jump of the sector. Wow, 22 scrap. Man, what a sector. I forget what I was at when we came in at the beginning of the sector. But we've gotten at least like 150 scrap here, if not more. And there's the store. Oh, this is a garbage store. I'm not buying Elanius. These are pretty bad augments to be buying. Buy 2 repairs. That's unfortunate. Combat drone. Alright, so that's more scrap. Mantis Homeworlds or Uncharted Nebula? It's like Mantis Homeworlds is probably better. Right? Uncharted Nebula is so bad. Sometimes. I mean, Mantis sectors can be pretty bad too. Their ships are kind of weak often, which is helpful. Although boarding is going to be frustrating. Like, I might even get a doors upgrade pretty quick. It's like the main reason I'd want to take the Uncharted here is because of the choice of sectors. They both are 1 to 2 stores. Like, we have some of the blue options for the Uncharted. Like, there's things that make me feel like, well, maybe Uncharted is better. It's like Mantis borders can be rough. Their sectors are a lot better, though, with scanners also. It's like, I feel like there's always the focus on nebulas, like, where scanners help a lot. But also, it's like places like Mantis Homeworlds. It's like, it helps you avoid all the hazards and make sure you're getting the fights that there are, as opposed to as many of the, like, empty jumps that are just, like, boarding events. Because there can be a lot of good fights there, too. There we go, Mantis. And then we buy the sensors upgrade and the medbay upgrade and find a way to crew kill Kazakh with a glaive beam. And Alright, so here it's like we really want to just find the store because it's like there's possibly only one, so we don't want to miss it. This is actually pretty good layout here. I'm trying to think though, it's like, okay, do I go up to Shields 2 here? I gotta buy a power bar. At the very least. That's it. It's like if I go up to Shields 2, I gotta buy like more power even. I don't think I go up to it yet. 25. Although maybe. Probably not. I'm gonna go to the distress. I'm gonna give him fuel. It's a little bit risky here, but... Alright, map. That's good. 2 stores. That's great to know. So I know where the thing is. We'll probably try to like make these like the end of the sector unless it gets bad, and then maybe it's like we might also like do one and then try to take some jumps and do the other. I'm not sure what's going to be optimal. It's like I have to like take some fights here, I think, to get a feel for the sector. One shield, that's great. Combat drone, beam drone 2. So it's like we want to do, you know, obviously level 3 cloak here, but we're gonna like give it a moment. Depending how this times. Actually, I guess you stay there. Oh, that's a miss. That's great. All right. That's enough. I want to use shields for real. It's not true. I want to use sensors. So you can go run into cloaking and steal power. Alright, so we do this. So the thing here is, this is only going to take one drone offline. And possibly one weapon. And possibly not stop their FTL from charging. But that'll be what it'll be. Alright, so now this is Alito, I think. Right, that should be Alito. So that's, I'll take both their weapons offline. So I'll only leave one drone. So either way, it's not terrible. Obviously, we're better off if it just leaves the beam drone up once, assuming our shields are online when the cloaking ends here. Yeah, I'll just do that because I got to make sure this cloak is up when this ends. Like if this fires immediately, something dumb. Then once this ends, I can move them out and move the power around to something else. Alright, shields up just in time for that guy. Alright, so if it's just the beam online and they only have level 2 piloting, because level 3 piloting would have been problematic here. So we're going to put you into shields, I guess. Power, oxygen, power engines first, actually. Alright, so this should be just safe. We kill them, nothing else happens as far as I can figure out. Heavy laser 1 plus mini beam plus beam drone 2 and asteroids. Oh god. What sector is that? Is that sector 2 or something? Sector 1? That can't be sector 1. I mean, that could be sector 1, I think. I mean, maybe, you know, survivable. Sector 2. Like, the beam drone 2 gets hit by an asteroid immediately. It totally happens sometimes. You used to get hit by twice in a row. And if you have level 3 cloaking, it's immensely easier. Better odds. Level 2 cloaking, you're gonna have a rough time. No matter what, though, that's gross. That's gross for a lot of ships, honestly. but not so bad with 2 shields for sure. Alright, so we didn't take any damage. And we got a little bit of dodge training. No fuel. That's one thing I have to keep an eye out on now because I traded it away. So that was an alright fight to start off. I'll take a distress. So we promised to help because we have cloaking. And we have level 3 cloaking, so that's high rewards. So that's awesome. So let me figure out this sector real quick here. At least get an idea. So, yeah. We only get 6 more jumps before the exit. Because it's, you know, then it'll be like just past it. It's like I can just do that. Like I feel like the fights have gone well enough that it's kind of okay to just like take all the fights. I mean, I guess I can actually literally do that. I can take 4 combat jumps, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that might be. And then it's like, if it's like, oh wait, never mind, this is a gross fight. You know, we still have to take 1 more to get out of there, but we can go and do something like that instead. But we'll start going this way at least. Like, I don't think it's worth getting like a weapons buffer or anything quite yet. I'm probably playing a little risky here. It's probably like worthwhile buying some kind of buffer. Right, aid the civilian ship, or like level 2 cloaking, because like level 2 shields, because like level 2 shields here would be 100% safe. Great thing about Mantis ships is they don't run. Alright, so we're going to be doing this for a swipe, shields to weapons. Hopefully they don't have a buffer. We can just cloak to like split them. It's probably a better option than anything. Alright, great. No buffer. Shit, there's our weapons are down. It's all going good so far. Don't even do that. Mantis is fixing weapons, so that's not happening anytime soon. Just need 4 damage. I'm actually going to do this in case they like try to board all of a sudden or something. Attempt to contact the civilian ship. Welcome aboard. All right, that's awesome. Blue option, someone help repair. Someone else to just like run around. While the Zoltan just like, I feel like this ship, so often this Zoltan on the South Beach is just like running around like a madman between all the rooms doing like all kinds of crap. While the weapons person is like, I shall not move from this spot ever. Yeah, it's like there's definitely a lot of reasons to get level 2 shields here with this much scrap. Because it's like mostly the reason I'm not, it's like, well, what if they have hacking and a weapon and I want to get both or something? Like, but I have 200 scrap essentially. So, and like I'm taking more fights. So even if they have hacking and a weapon, like, I can buy it. And shields right now. I think that and a power bar, honestly, is okay. I ain't treat myself to a power bar. It's like still have over 100 scrap, plus a combat drone to sell. Plus, like, I've got the map, so I know what's going on. Maps can be so helpful sometimes. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, that information doesn't really change what I do whatsoever. Or just like kind of like, well, I just know that's going to happen now. But sometimes it's like, okay, I can just like plan out this, like, I never would do the sector like this and be like, okay, I'm here. I have 2 jumps left. Hopefully this, like, I get stores, you know. And then I'd be like out here and be like, well, I guess I take empty jumps now or something. Keeps feeling like this is like not going to work out, but this is it. This is the deal. Yeah, O2 to doors, to cloaking, to empty room. Yeah. Engines, to shields, to anywhere but weapons with this whole thing. But no, sometimes it's fine. No cloaking. They do stuff to us, but let's see. So if they have a buffer, we don't one-shot them, but we cripple them pretty good, right? No, it doesn't matter what they have, because it's level 1 shields. So we cripple them and they die. It sounds harsh, but it's what we're here to do, I guess. Next thing here is like we have enough power now that I mean, we could do it before, it's just trickier. But keep the shields going easily now. So it's like if this did the one shot, it wouldn't matter. All right. 20 scrap. This is a pretty fine sector. Kazakh. I had the scrap. I could have done it. Don't like all those beams. I feel much better though having 2 shields instead of 1 shield here. Yeah, there's no way we one-shot you, but it's not necessarily that big an issue. Glad we have the NG here now. That's annoying. I love how little trained. 13. I've only fired the glaive 13 times. That sounds crazy. I mean, it's like, of course it makes sense, but... all right, so we do that. We just have to do that, and that's fine. 75. I mean, I guess there's some chance that... But, I mean, I can't. I gotta do that. Alright. Oh, that's long enough. We'll kill this guy. So then they won't board us anymore. That's nice. Got the buffer point, so this is gonna take like 3 swipes then. But luckily they're just 2 mantis, so they're gonna just be garbage at repairs. So that definitely works to our advantage quite a bit. Double mini beams. That's definitely works out. That's what they're running here. Oh geez, yeah, they're so bad at repairs, can't even get the shields up. So it was just 2 swipes. Sorry, Kazakh. I mean, I was gonna be crew killing you anyways. That just wasn't gonna be happening. Card's just not in the deck this time. Hopefully these stores have more than 3 fuel each also. That's going to be a problem if they both have 3. Because I'm going to be like real low. I messed up my everything here. Ooh, prize fighters. I don't think it's going to be worth letting them run. Because when they run, there's a chance, well, it's going to be like, if it's this sector, I'm not going there because I'm going to stores. If it's next sector, there's a really good chance it has 3 shields. I don't know how I can deal with that. Like, maybe I'll be able to, I don't know. But like, I'm going to 2 stores. I think it's just more worthwhile just having scrap like on the table right now. Scrap on the table, gotta feed my kids, my crew kids. So I feel like it's worth cloak, because if they have a buffer in shields, I just do 1 to everything. I think they still take the bomb offline here, which is what I care about. And they don't have NG for repairs, so I'm still gonna pre-cloak. Oh, I got that close just in time. So no buffer. They're just gonna run around repairing stuff futilely. That's fine. Like, I get a weapon from this, but I've been spooked off this event a little bit. It can go bad a lot of ways, and I don't feel like I'm well equipped to deal with it at the moment. Especially knowing, like, I feel like there's a decent chance it would spawn this sector, which means then I'm just not getting anything from this event at all, because then I won't, you know, you don't get rewards from this part. If you let them run. I'd rather just do this. 20 scrap. It's definitely a good event when you can get the value out of it, but felt like too much of a gamble at this point when I'm going to like 2 stores in a row that are really important to my run. I think even if this sector, they probably can have 3 shields, honestly, Sector 3. Because they're an elite ship. Like, it's not guaranteed, but I bet you they can have 3 shields this sector. They can have 2 shields Sector 2, I know. Because I've seen that not that long ago. When they had 2 shields and a halberd beam and an ion in Sector 2. And I was like, well, this is just disgusting. And then they ended up running because my offense was just too weak and I missed too much. I know this, like, at a glance, like, oh, maybe I can get 3 jumps, but there's no way I can get 3 jumps before the exit. So 2 stores and then the exit. All right, so they have weapon possibilities here. Buy them both. It's like honestly a possibility. I'm not buying drone control. Lots of that. I mean, well, that is just stupid obvious. So this is where it's hard. It's like, okay, I don't know what this store has. This store may have nothing. This store may have like a flak one and hacking. And just want me to spend all my scrap at it. So I was like really hoping this was like the good store. There's also, like, if I buy a battery here, it increases the chance, if that store sells systems, that it has hacking. And if I buy the battery and the charge, it's 90, so these are 62, so that gives me 87, and so then I could still buy hacking and not that much fuel, which sucks. But, like, I feel like I have to buy this. Like, this gives me an option. It's not ideal by any stretch, but I'm not far from, like, being able to, buy that. And then, I mean, I think I possibly could now even buy that. And then I think it'd be 3 scrap short. Upgrade 2 levels of weapons. Yeah, if there's no like that's if there's no offense next store, like, and I don't buy the charge here, like, there's a good chance I just lose. Like, maybe I'll find hack and be in next sector, but maybe there'll be one store at the end of next sector, and it sucks even more. Like, and this is like too expensive. Like, the only way I do this, I could buy both of these, and sell the glaive. And buy 1 level in weapons, but I don't think that's ideal either. Like that, without hacking or something like that, kind of sucks. Like, I think it'd be worthwhile if I'd like found a good weapon possibly, but it's rare that that's like the right play, I think. So I gotta buy that. I think that's all I do here, other than the fuel, obviously. I don't buy the battery because I think if I buy the battery, then it's like I sell this, and it's like I can't buy very much fuel at all. Like, I think I can only buy 2, right? So I'll have 7. So it's like I can buy 2 fuel, and it's like they're guaranteed to sell at least 3. I'm not going to go there and buy 2 fuel, so I'm not buying the battery. Yeah, there's nothing else to buy then. Drone recovery arm and drone control, like, right, that could have been an option. Have the combat drone. Flak 1, that's a weapon. Still no battery, or still no thing. But Flak 1 is a weapon. Flak 1 is a weapon I think is worth swapping them for. I gotta do that. That's awesome. 7 fuel. Now, do I just like eat the loss on that? Do I lose 28? Am I okay just being down 28 scrap to have flak 1? Like, the reason, don't, only reason I'm like hesitant about it, honestly, is because it means it's going to take that much longer to actually get it online. And also, like, right now I have enough money to buy hacking. If I sell this 127, or wait, yeah, 128, buy that, and I have 62 or 63, I'm slightly short, but not that short. Almost sell scanners and region of buying it. I feel like it's just too good to pass up. Like, this just isn't that great. It's like it's shots spread out, it's fire even, so it's like shields recharge like a lot in that little window, and it's just the 2 shots. It's slower than the flak one. This is like, this and glaive alone is enough for the game. It just feels like that's just too strong of a combo. Well, no reason to sell a charge yet. Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. I think there is a reason to sell it because, I mean, I'm not, if I do, like, the point where I would use this is going to be like several sectors from now, probably, if I could use all of them. Unless I'd consider using both and not the glaive at some fights. But, like, if I don't have a store for a while, I want that scrap on hand that I get from selling it. Because it's like selling, you know, I have like 36 scrap, and I need, what, 125, and it's like I sell this, and that's like 63 scrap, so it's like, you know, halfway there, and we're going to sector 4, so it's like, that's like 2 fights possibly, and then I'll have it, versus where if they only have a store at the end of the sector, that's like a long way until I can sell it. Yeah, I think it's that's like too crappy of an option. Like, it sucks that it was this way, but like, I've had pretty good scrap income overall. So that feels okay. Alright, so it's just the exit then. I bought my fuel. I'm repaired up enough. I don't really want to spend that scrap otherwise. Glad they had 7 fuel here. Definitely don't need sensors 3 right here for 39 scrap. Ooh, look at that. That's a fun one to call. Pirate controlled. Alright, I mean, that's like okay. That's good that there's not a store like immediately. It's like I want to store like soon, but I want to make a little bit of scrap first. And then I want to have hacking. And I want to have hacking and my flak one online. And like 3 more crew and 6,000 more scrap. That'd be good. Alright, so I'm going to take a break for just a minute and get some more water and everything. But I'm going to play this out a bit more. Let's see what time is it. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do a whole run unless it's like I find a pre-igniter or something and just starts flying by. But sorry, I just saw some notification pop up. But I'm going to play a bit more. I just want to take a break for a minute here and refresh myself. Put my BRB up, and we'll be right back to it. All right. Thanks for bearing with me there. So Badger, I got to talk to you about. I know you're repping the Mantis B to me about how it's your favorite ship. It's so good. I don't know if you went and watched my Mantis B run at all that I had, I guess 2 nights ago. But man, it made me just hate that ship like more than I already did. It was so garbage. It was such a bad run for so long, and through the first sectors, like first like 3 sectors, there's just so many auto ships and just like the worst chain of events, like where the auto ships were like, well, I could kill this one. Oh, okay, yeah, it's like working out. Oh, wait, no, the hacking on my drone control that they would have been fine, but then they shot drone control right before it broke hacking, and so now my boarding drone is dead. Yeah, check it out. I mean, let me know if you do go back and watch it. I definitely appreciate it. Like if you see, I'm sure I made some mistakes, but I feel like there wasn't any major mistakes I really made that would have made it way easier. It was just like a reason to hate that ship. And then I got Kazakh Sector 4 or 5, and from then on, it was just like ridiculous. I got a halberd from his quest. It was the Burst Laser 2 halberd after that. I'm just like, okay, here we go. There's the run. I think I got like a flak for the end. And it was like great after that. But until that point, it was just like, it was really miserable. I was actually really thinking I was going to lose at one point. It was getting really bad in the beginning. Just how many auto ships and like how behind I was starting to get. Although I got a rock like right away, which I thought would make me feel better. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you about that. Just remembered when I was taking a break. So yeah, we're really looking for that. I don't want to buy the buffer yet because I want to be able to buy hacking if it comes up. Because like it can be worth like buying the first level and then the second level. I think the scanners are the same options, and either way, that's what we want. But I gotta double check it. Because sometimes the scanners are different options for some events. Yeah, those are both just scan the boxes. And scan the boxes is scrap, or we fight the pirate ship if we want, which we would, versus scrap, borders, and a pirate ship. So yeah, that's definitely the better option. Crow already has a completely winning run. Yeah, Stealth A. Yeah, you don't need a whole lot for winning run Stealth A. It's definitely like a Sector 2 achievable goal. So we'll do scanners, it doesn't matter which. 21 scrap. It's like, oh, you found a flak one, and you got shields and hacking, which you can totally do all 3 of those things by the end of Sector 2. You're like, okay, I'll win. Or Burst Laser 2, there you go. That's a winning weapons loadout. I think I like flak 1 better, personally, because the speed and because the mini beam thing. But either is great. I can go to just the distress here. This exit's so early. Like, especially if the curve is like right here, this is going to be such a short sector. Alright, send in your NG. 17 scrap, 4 fuel, that's great. We need some fuel. Hey, and a store. Then an asteroid field. Well, we'll go to... Oh, we can go up here, I think. 1, 2, 3. Those are just empty, but... I mean, we have shields. But asteroid field fights, it's like I avoid them on a lot of ships in general, anyways. I really don't want to buy a second glaive beam. I could buy the stunner and get that online immediately. That's probably worthwhile. Because... I still don't have enough to get this online. I need 24 more scrap to have the weapon power. Because it does delay me getting that some, but having this gives me an option then to deal with 3 shields with a glaive beam immediately, which it's like that might be my next fight. Yeah, I think it's worth buying the stunner here. Because it's like there's a decent chance any ship I run into this sector is going to have 3 shields. And I can't do anything against it. Yeah. I know, double glaive is really tempting. If it worked like double glaive, that it gave you like a 6 damage beam, so you could get through more shields with it, and you know, if they combined to do a 1 super glaive that was just like 8 power, 25 seconds, you know, maybe it'd be worth it then. But it doesn't help me against 3 shields at all. So this also might be the only store this sector. It's like, because I'm so close to buying the weapons power, and also it's like, well, there might be a store here, but I think that's just like too. I need an option at sector 4 against 3 shields. It just needs to be available. Now it is. Ah, crap! I didn't buy fuel. Shit, that's a mistake. I mean, I only bought like 3 fuel, so it's not necessarily a big deal, but potentially possible. Potentially a problem. Alright, so they have shields in a buttload. No shields also, so it's like I need to run the ion and the glaive after I get through their shield anyway. Big missile and an ion though for their weapons, that's it. So it's really just the big missile. I guess we just do a long cloak for it. So it's like I'm gonna fire the flak once and then switch to the glaive immediately. Yeah, I have the power for that. It's like hopefully a decent number of this hits. Like it doesn't matter if it doesn't take it offline in 1 volley because I have another ion stunner shot at least. But I think it's worth charging the glaive at this point. I actually don't even need my shields that high, which is helpful. I guess I could be venting here still. Alright, that's awesome. So we took it off in 1 volley. Whatever, it doesn't matter. If this was like a little closer, nah, it's gonna sneak behind. I was gonna say there's a chance I could, if we had 4 weapon slots, the ion stunner could have possibly hit it if I was predicting it. So we just gotta cloak that. Okay, it's not going for weapons. Doors in a mist. I timed that poorly. This ship with like the crappy swipes, right? I can get a 4-1 here, I guess, that's right. I just can't hit shields with that first one. do that, do I switch to the flak? It's like it's hard to hit their weapons room. I mean, it's like it probably just fires once, and it's probably gonna fire once no matter what, whether I switch to the flak or not. And then we should be able to cloak it again. Going for cloaking. Well, we're not cloaking the next one, I don't think. And just gonna repair our shields very slowly. So they die next swipe, like they should die at least. So that's good. And I can start in weapons also. Won't be enough though. Nothing I can do about it. It's okay. 34 scrap. That's awesome. Civilian ship. Oh, and 3 fuel. Welcome aboard. Mantis. Alright, that's somebody to help out. You and your diving. I don't know what's wrong with you. Although it's obviously what's wrong with me. Well, I can go this way and hope that this isn't an asteroid also. Or I can just take the asteroid fight. What a garbage sector. 4 jumps, I think, before they exit. Like a tight 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like that's the thing. If I go there, like there's some advantages to going there for sure. Because it's like honestly the asteroids can help my glaive beam in some ways. I have cloaking and 2 shields. And the cloaking is like, you know, that's 15 seconds. That's a lot of the glaive charge. And then 1 glaive swipe can at least like cripple their ship. And I'm okay with 2 shields. Because it's like this feels kind of like there's a chance there's another store. And, you know, if I go do this fight, whatever, that alone might be enough to get hacking if it comes up. If there's a second store. It's worth going to the asteroid field here. Alright, 2 shields. Mantis. Weapons aren't that scary. I mean, they could be, but like they're not super. I'm not sure what would really scare me here, but like missiles or something that if I don't dodge it, it's like really, really bad. It's like I'm almost tempted to like do this. But I mean, I can just wreck them with 1 like ion glaive combo. Power's the trick, I guess. You have shields training. You go on shields. Just trying to think of how. Maybe I cloak after this one fires. Maybe that's what it is. Because I gotta like take a shield bubble down to have all my cloaking power. But it's like that splits these cooldowns. It lets me fire the ion off, I believe, once. Which could just be like, you know, there's a better chance that maybe they'll actually just take damage from an asteroid because I can get through one shield a lot easier. Like, this is not ideal having 0 evasion, but I think I go for the shields here and then try to micro the power for evasion. The asteroid hit like a moment too. This timing's really bad. I timed this out really poorly, I guess. All right, at least it's not into weapons. Although I have the buffer on weapons, I guess. If I do it from weapons over, they're just gonna do, they're gonna take those offline. This is gonna fire. It's not gonna change it really, I don't think. I think I just do as much damage as I can here real quick. And then also, yeah, now it's gonna do 3 damage to that because of how it'll swipe across. It's like it's already happening, and this is gonna wreck their weapons. I think it's whatever. Their shields are like broken. It's not like then it's like, okay, then I can jump out this second or something. I still need to like charge. Like, it wouldn't have prevented that damage from happening necessarily. I don't think it would have changed anything about it. Alright, now they're dead. Force grant. That's a lot of fires in there. Jeez. But it's out of sensors now. Coffin chips. I love coffin chips. I have no idea how long ago you said that. I was pretty focused that fight, but I see it now. Alright, so it definitely took some damage there. But yeah, look at that. So that was a sun. It's like if I went that way, it'd be like sun, and like, okay, well now sun to an asteroid field anyway. That's exactly what I was like thinking might happen. And it's like, well, these are fights, but at least they're not at hazards. And there's still a chance for me to find one of the stores over here. So I've got 3 jumps before the exit. I'll go here because that's like to check that one I haven't seen. I'm not gonna do some like crazy dive, badger dive, whatever. Two shields, that's good. Burst laser, burst laser, burst laser 1 and 3. So that one doesn't hurt us, so you can cloak that one. I'm sure at one point it's like worth cloaking here. What is even the charge on that thing? I think it's like it's less than glaive. It's a little bit less. We're not trained, so it's like I'm not gonna pre-cloak it because that feels foolish. I'm not like gonna one-shot them necessarily. I probably won't. Oh geez, that was way longer than I meant. Ah, that was a slip. I mean, I think that's still kind of okay. Alright, just do that. Ah, yeah. There we go. And it's a miss. So we're definitely going to try for another hit here still. Got the time on it. Swipes here are so crappy. Yeah, for some reason I thought I'd be able to get from shields to weapons, but you can't. And hitting weapons feels too worthwhile. Just sucks you can only get a 3 swipe then. I need more power. Maybe that's what I want to do right now. It's a lot of misses. Dodge seems pretty good. Oh man, I keep slipping when I'm doing this one for some reason. I used to delete their other weapon. But I don't think I pre-cloak here. Well, as long as the ion hits, this volley will kill them. I guess I just let it play out so I can get the repair done or whatever. Alright, because yeah, 2-2. This is it. This is the end. 4 fuel, 17 scrap. No. $34 scrap. All right, 2 fuel, drone part. All right, no store. It's like there's a chance that's a store, but it's not worth betting on. We got to do some upgrades here. And that's like, do we do this? Get the flak online? Do we do this? I need power. My hull is not where I want to be. I'm definitely taking like more chip damage than I want to be taking here. And some of it's through micro problems, I think, like that I'm doing, but also it's just like some nasty fights. So I have 2 more jumps here. So yeah, and then the X's. I'll take this one, and then in case I want to take this. I guess this one connects also, it doesn't matter. They both got space. Yeah, flak is my hacking until I get hacking, it's very true. Alright, mind control, but their weapons are just poopy. So that's really good that their weapons are so garbage. And it's the NG and doors, that's okay. This is a basic laser, 3 weapon power, sector 3, or sector 4, I mean, sector 4, sector 5, sector 4. Gotta be sector 4. Oh, you don't have a assigned spot? One, two, three, four. I can't get a 5 swipe on this ship, I don't think. So what do I want to do? Cripple their offense. Their offense mind control. Make sure they can't run. Whatever, I think this is fine if I do that. Six fuel, that's a lot of fuel, but no thank you. Oh, I counted the things wrong. I one-shot them. Or the flak hit them once, possibly. I just counted wrong. Because it kind of looked right for a second. I think their bribe may have been better. I didn't remember what the numbers were exactly, but that may have been a bad one there. But that's alright. Alright, cool. This is just another fight, so I definitely don't have to feel bad about spending scrap. So we'll go there. It's like really tempting to just like buy power or something now, but I don't think it's the right choice until we see like the beginning in next sector. Teleporter, burst, heavy. Oh, I'm rejecting your offer. What do you got? Yeah, come up into shields instead. Don't go into weapons. That's great. But like maybe also just like suffocate in here. How do I do this? Like this is gonna fall behind some, but that's okay, I think. Yeah, fall behind all the way, but I can recharge it in time, actually, is what it is. Because like I don't want to take shields off until all those combine. Oh geez, I did it one early. I was like, whoops. I'm gonna heal for a second. Right, you go in there. And heal, and when it gets closer, I'll put the shields up. The heavy. Oxygen, whatever. All right. Fire beam, cool. I'll take it. Cool, guys. Thank you. Like, fights are not safe enough for me to like be using this fire beam like at all, I don't think, but I appreciate it. I don't think I'm gonna put it there instead of the stunner because like against the Zoltan shield or something, it's really nice having that. Hey Thomas. Welcome to the Stealth Bee. Good morning to you. I know it's morning time where you are. Alright, we got the exit. Then what does this even sell for? I can't remember. What, 25? I think. Scan the wreckage. 18. Alright. Well, we'll definitely have enough for hacking now if we find something. Zoltan homeworlds are rock controlled. Is it a mistake to go to Zoltan homeworlds? They both have two. Stores. They both have two stores. This one has so many more Zoltan shields. This one has more cloaking. Which poses its own problems. A lot more. I don't know. They can both have such gross fights. More drones, more missiles. Both have borders that are problematic in different ways. I mean, on one hand, I feel like I'm okay against Zoltan shields. If this was like a 1 to 2 stores, it'd be an easy choice. I mean, a big part of what makes me want to go here also is the fact that I want the option. I think that's really what it is. I have scanners. It helps a lot against like the nastiest of the fights here. So it's like we're kind of running for a store at the beginning here. And there's a good chance one of these is a store. I feel like I gotta like buy something at least like that if I have to run. No hacking. That's okay. Maybe buy the battery. I really need power. I don't need to buy mind control. I need to just buy the battery and repairs. There's a store there. What do we do? Alright, now that's like such a harder decision all of a sudden. And these are like you know, if only this was like a decent jump. Oh, what do we do here? And it's like this doesn't connect up at all in a good way either. I mean, there's 2 jumps before that store, but that really doesn't matter. It's like I'm not going to jump to an I'm not going to try to do the pulsar fight to the asteroid fight to the store. It's like that's not going to maximize scrap for me. Because I was thinking, it's like, okay, if they do have hacking here, I'll sell the ion and just not repair as much or something. So it's like I can still do that, but then that starts to be a bunch of jumps that I'm doing back and forth here. And so I thought, I was like, okay, well, I'd buy the battery and then go here and then go here. Like, hope I get enough from this and then go here for hacking. But then it's like I don't repair, which feels bad. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably call it soon. I'm still like very fresh feeling. I don't think those mistakes were before. Just from it's a difficult micro. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to finish the run tonight. This is like a difficult choice here. It's like I don't know also how much am I like scared of not having hacking for a while with this loadout. Like I feel like this is probably stronger than I'm feeling it is. I'm not like putting this online anytime soon, so it's not a big deal to sell that. It's mostly like I can only repair a limited amount then, like to here, 18 or something. Sell the glaive and buy the pike beam. Not a good idea. But it sucks that that's the store right there. Sector 5. But it's like I mean, you can win without hacking. It's just not as easy. But you can definitely do it, and like flak is really helpful dealing with shields with the glaive. Well, I guess it's like if they have it and I sell the stunner, I buy it, repair as much as I can, I jump there, get more scrap, and I'm like repaired and have hacking, like partly repaired at least. And then you can go here and just repair up even more. It's like not efficient, but so it's like the thing is like, okay, I go here and I go here, and it's just like if this isn't worthwhile, it's just like wasting 2 jumps. But if this isn't worthwhile, like I just leave enough scrap to buy the battery still, but repair otherwise, and go here and then here. And if it's good, then I can buy something and then still go here and then here. So I think that's the call on that one. I just like make sure. Yeah, I can take 2 jumps, come back to the store. That's fine. All right. Ooh, and a reloader. So I think we sell the stunner more than the scanners. Like the stunner's all right, but it's because it's like, oh, it's redundant with this. It's great if we don't have hacking because that gives us 4 shields that we can take down. But with hacking, it's like, well, we're gonna hack shields all the time, so we don't really need the double shield strip. So we sell the stunner, we buy the hacking. That's like amazing. We're so happy about that. We buy our 5 repairs, which is like, you know, 16's not great, but it's not horrible. It's like we really need some power and stuff too, but this is like pretty decent. Then we get this fight, and then we get another store so we can repair it more. So we're not like, if there's not a store until a late sector, or like late in the next sector or something. Three shields and hacking. It really depends like what they're going for here. This hacking drone. Ooh, and an ion intruder. Ugh. Hacking my shields. Gross. Well, it's like, okay, if we pre-cloak and I hack their evasion, we're firing before they're firing. But I think I let this hack so it ends its hack, you know, within my cloak. Just take my shields offline from it, I guess. Yeah, and I hack their evasion, so then I'll know I'll hit through all their shields, and then I one-shot them with the glaive. Alright, man, it's just like having this just makes it so it's like, okay, I can just like figure out this fight, and then it's like, I'm pretty sure my only problem here could potentially be the ion intruder, but I think I can, like this hits, and then I cloak, and so it delays it enough that it won't like be able to land and go off in time, I think. So I just don't want to mess up my I have plenty of drone parts too, that's awesome. Alright, so shield, so I'm hacking evasion. Do it here, because in case I do mess up something, whatever, with this wipe, it gets, by hit weapons, it's like, does something still. I better fire, this better be able to fire off in time. I'm almost positive it should. Should we hit drone control really quickly with it? Although I won't necessarily even take it offline. Not good enough. Alright, great. 0 damage fight. I'm so glad to have hacking. 35 scrap. Oh, why does it have to be 35 scrap? That's awful. Now it's like, do I buy repairs or the battery? I think I buy repairs. I mean, battery's awesome. I need power. I think I buy repairs and then buy a power bar the second I can. I mean, who really needs more than 10 power with a glaive beam? Like, come on. Because it's like, there's a lot of things that are nice about that. But this is not where I want to be at hull-wise. There's like this big nebula, but it's like, I don't know. Because I've probably been avoiding nebulas more than I need to. It's not a ship I like nebulas on because there's better chance of auto ships, and auto ships are just not fun. Glaive is just like so much less effective against them. 16. I feel like that's like such a cusp. Also, it's like if I was like down here, like no, of course I'm going to repair. If I was like up here, I'd be like, I can get a battery. It's a tough call. Because it's like I need to get power like immediately, no matter what. Like that's my next purchase for sure. But like, if you lose all your hull, you die, and that's it. It's just like that's just what it comes down to a lot of time. I feel like when I make that decision. Like, unless it means like not getting the battery means like then a fight goes from like being pretty safe to I take 15 hull damage or something. It's like, if it makes me take an extra damage or two, it's like it's kind of okay. Versus like if that like I get like the mandatory 5 damage event and then it's like, oh god, now I'm running from fights or something. Alright, I go to the distress. I can get away with not buying fuel. Nothing else to sell, right? I'm not like forgetting something really dumb. Don't want to give up the scanners. Alright. It's nice to have so many drone parts also. It's so tempting to give them fuel. Like 8's definitely a bit low, but it's not horribly low. Reactor power is really nice. So we have 2 in a nebula left. Alright, so we do... It really depends what those are, I guess. So I know that's a fight, so I guess I should do that. So those aren't stores. I mean, I guess the only thing I'd be hunting for is the envoy, but there's a bunch of empty beacons in the beginning, so there's a good chance it was one of those. I guess that like wins me the game basically if I find it though. Right? Is that true? It kind of feels that way. I guess that's true. If one of them's a hazard too, if like this is a hazard, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do both those, I can do 1, 2, that. Right? Because I have 2 in the nebula left, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Alright, so I think I'm going to go there first, actually. Alright. Halberd. Whole mess of stuff. I kind of feel like I just hack their weapons here, so I make sure they're not timing in a way that's messing me up. Is that true? No, that's not true. That's not true at all. Just hack their evasion. And like pre-cloak. Taking that 1 power difference is like so helpful. That 1 reactor upgrade we got. Perfect. All right. 38 scrap. That is great. All right. So we'll just take these 2. Definitely no Assault and Shield this time. There's one of those jumps in the beginning that I didn't go to because I was like frantic for a store. But doing that got us hacking. And honestly, hacking is probably more game winning than Assault and Shield, if I'm being honest. As much as it kind of makes me sad to say that. I got this by more power. I just gotta do it. And I want to get a hacking upgrade soon too. Alright. Doesn't really matter what order I take these in, I guess. Okay. I guess I just kill you, right? I don't even need to use a hacking part, because I just do this. Alright, that's fine, I guess. If you want to run around with no shields, and I have a glaive beam. Gotta be one of those ones with a separated room if you want to do no shields. It's like, come on. I mean, this is like the super hard bow challenge here. Pretty baller weapons, though. And one last check. Plenty of room. Plenty of room. Doc can try and rescue the survivors. Jones! Alright, we got Jones on board. Thanks, Jones. Welcome on board. Save new positions, because he's the one that's training, actually. We're actually getting kind of close-ish to finally getting a first level of a weapon skill training here. Pretty exciting. Search among the stores. Hey, it's a store. Ah, pre-igniter. No. But that's fine. We really like this store because we can do this. Right, there's nothing else here that I need to get. It's like, wait a second. No, I'm not buying heavy laser. I'm not buying a hull beam. As tempting as that is, there's ways that's like nice. You know, hull beam, glaive beam, hacking. You know. If I just had tons and tons of scrap here, buy the hull beam and the pre-igniter. GG. But this is pretty great. Wish they had a battery. A little sad about that. I want that battery. I'm pretty happy about how this is looking right now. This is getting there. I mean, we're not like way ahead of the curve or anything. All right, so this is cool. You go to NG Homeworlds instead of rock controlled. I'm happy about that. There's good enough as Zoltan Homeworld because we got hacking stored right there. Probably won't go there right away, but I think this is where I'm going to call it for tonight. Getting close to 2, and like NG sectors can go kind of fast, so I know if I like go through this sector fast, then I'm just going to like try and finish off the run, and it's going to be getting late then, and I'm not baller enough. If I got that pre-igniter right there, if I had enough for it, then I'd be like, okay, let me just blaze through this run, but unfortunately, I do not have that ability. But all right, so this is my, like, I definitely don't feel like, okay, this is a cinch, no worries. Like, this defenses are slightly weak. Like, I might even just buy that instead of worrying about the store right away, like buy a level 2 hacking, because that's a big difference. Maybe not right away, we'll see. But we got a lot of what we need here. 2 NGs and a Mantis is like great to fill out our crew, especially because like there's a chance we don't end up getting the last system, like getting mind control or whatever. And so having some more crew helps out. Glaive flak, like I really want to add something else here, but I think this is enough to get through flagship with hacking and cloaking. You know, finding hacking is just like such a relief. Our fuel's already have a store, tons of drone parts are nice and repaired up. You know, most of the upgrades are kind of weak, but it's only, you know, we still have 6, 7, and 8. That's a lot of scrap to bring in. And we don't need too much. I mean, level 6 weapons is like, that's usually a big investment that we don't need to get. So I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, hey, casually, Nathan, you caught me right as I'm finishing up here. Calling it a night. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't sell LRS for the early hacking. There was a while there for, or I started to think maybe that would have been the better choice, but we avoided so many hazards. That would have been awful fights, I'm sure. Like a couple of those sectors just had tons of hazards. That would have been no good. Like the Mantis sector, we got a ton of scrap out of because we had the scanners still. I think overall I've made decent choices. It was mostly missing a couple like micro things. But this is looking good. So for the worst ship, I think we're getting pretty set here. Yeah, sorry about that timing. Often I end around this time because it's like 2 a.m. my time. But I'll be on tomorrow almost certainly to finish off this run and probably start up the next one. Because I don't think it'll take me too long to finish this run. We'll see what time I get streaming. But yeah, so thanks everyone for coming out, supporting the stream. Let me go. So I'll be on tomorrow on Monday, usually like 11 or so Eastern time US, sometimes closer to 10. Can't really say. I'm very relieved that this stealth B run is still going. I was not happy about finding it this early in the 4th cycle, but I feel like if I get past this, that's like a big roadblock done. Getting really close to the world record here, so that's pretty exciting. Definitely been playing a little bit more now that I'm close.
So hopefully we can finish that off in the next like 2 weeks or so. So yeah, go check out my stats and my profile. Give me a follow if you haven't. If you want to see more of my artwork, my website is in my profile too. And yeah, that's about it. I hope everyone has a great night, had a great weekend. Your holidays were good if you celebrated anything. And I'll catch you next time. Yeah, I hopefully to see you tomorrow, Nathan. All right. Good night, everyone. Actually, let me see. Always right as I'm about to sign off, like, let me see, is there someone I know to raid? Anyone on? Oh, Crow is still going on, so let's go raid Crow. Nathan, if you're still here, Crow is like way better to learn from than me. He's who I learned from originally, so he's a great person to learn more about. Yeah, he's only Sector 4. Oh, that's perfect then. So let's go over there.